Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to another month where we are saying goodbye or so long for now to four city employees who are calling it a career. We have three different departments represented today, four outstanding employees who've given over 80 years of service to this city. First, we have Mike Tanner and with the Clarksville Police Department, and Chief David Crockerill is joining us. Chief Crockerill, this is, good morning.
Morning,
Here
sir.
we go. Here's his certificate of retirement and a mayor's coin. And tell us about Mike Tanner.
All right, Mayor, thank you. Mike Tanner, this is our second Mike Tanner to retire from this department. Sergeant Mike Tanner, his senior, was a sergeant when I was a young officer, and he retired in the early 2000s. And then his son, Mike Jr., came along in 1995, a few months before I joined the department. Been a mentor, both he and his dad, mentors to me for sure in my career. And Mikey's a little unique for an officer. He did about 5 years as an FTO, as I recall, training new officers. And then technology really started to change our profession. And Mike Tanner knew a little bit about that and raised his hand and volunteered to become our internal IT officer, if you will. And really has left the department in a better spot because of it. A lot has changed in law enforcement and technology in general. And our best asset in that field was a police officer in Mike Tanner. So he's really helped us move along with that. Body-worn cameras, in-car cameras, computers in the car, and all things related to that. Mike Tanner had his hands on. So we really appreciate all you did for us, Mikey. Wish you well in the next chapter of your life, and you're always welcome at CPD.
Yeah, thank you, Mike, for the outstanding work you did and for following in your footsteps and for really elevating our law enforcement game with the technology because, as Chief just said, it's all about the technology now and it's working and working very well. And that's a tribute to the work you've done. So thank you again, Mike. And thanks, Chief.
Thank you, Mayor.
And then next we have a couple from the Clarksville Street Department. So David Smith, the director of the Clarksville Street Department, is with us. And then David, we have Ricky Clements, that is retiring after 15 years of service. Here is his certificate of retirement and a mayor's coin. And tell us about Ricky.
Mayor Ricky was one of our guys that was actually clutch on our grass maintenance crew. Always smiling, always smiling. One of the best features about him. And one of our very visible employees. Some of our employees are a little less visible, but Ricky did all of our Christmas lights year to year, and that's a multi-month operation. First the install and then tearing down, and then again the lighting of those things. Took a lot of pride in what he did. Very, very proud to have had him as an employee, and no shame in the plug that would like him to come back and help out part-time
You heard it here first.
if he is so willing, Mayor.
All right. Well, thank you, David. And thank you, Ricky. We've had many conversations while you were out with the crew, putting up the lights in good weather, taking them down in not so good weather. But again, like David said, you always had a smile on your face. Your countenance was wonderful and your attitude was great. And I just really, really appreciate it. So thank you for that. And the next street department employee we have is Michael Ray. He has over 29 years, of service. His retirement, his coin, and tell us a little bit about Mike.
So Mike, I would call him one of the quiet few, but a very groomed and learned operator. Helped a lot with kind of mentoring our younger guys as they came through. Absolutely phenomenal guy when it came to overtime, after hours, snow events. One of our guys that we could put at a salt shed and knew that everything would be taken care of. And wanted the better for the department. Always had questions that weren't necessarily about himself, but about the operation. He is going to be missed. I know that his departure was earlier than he would have liked. He has some family stuff that have come up, but again, the same offer is to him if he's willing to come back part-time and help continue to teach this next generation. It would be very, very helpful for us.
Thank you, David, and thank you, Mike, for the outstanding work you've done on behalf of the city and the street department, and especially pouring into and reinforcing the good habits and the good traits and the characteristics and the good work that the younger generation is bringing behind them and behind us. And so we thank you for the outstanding work you've done. Thank you, David.
Thank you, Mayor.
And then last but not least, and finally, Gary Vogler with Clarksville Transit System. We have Mike Ringenberg, Director of Clarksville Transit System, with us. Mike, here is Gary's certificate of retirement, his mayor's coin. Tell us a little bit about Gary.
Gary was a phenomenal operator. He was our lead operator for many years. He almost hit 24 years. His parting shot was basically, I want to go fishing, spend time with the grandkids, and spend time with the grandkids and take them fishing type of thing. So we would love to have him come back as a part-time operator. Anytime you want to come back, Gary, please come on back. He was a phenomenal operator. We're going to miss him. He was one of the quiet few out there that just come into work and did their job. It was awesome.
Thank you, Mike. And thank you, Gary. And you heard a common theme throughout all these 4 retirements that if you want to come back and dabble a little bit, please do and work for the city again. But to the fore, thank you for the outstanding work you've done on behalf of our citizens for these many years, whether it's 15 years or almost 30 years. We are just so grateful that you decided to spend your career with the city of Clarksville. And remember, once a member of the city employee family, always a member of the city employee family. God bless the 4 of you in this new season of life, and God bless you, and be safe and be healthy. Thank you.